in all of your questions. We will compile them all and get them together, and be sure to let us know whether or not you're voting for a live Q&A or a sit-down Q&A.
Me unfiltered scary.
Yes, it is. It is really scary of you. I shouldn't have offered that.
Oh, yes. Say live, say live.
Unfiltered and uncensored. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. To all of our returning subscribers, thank you so much for all of your support, and thanks for tuning in with us once again. If you are new here, then I'm Mariah.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we are on a journey to conceive baby number 1. So we hope that you will stick around and subscribe so you can continue following our journey. Jeremy and I, on the most recent videos that we have put out, have been getting some questions just about the reasoning behind or the motivation for getting the reversal done, and if he has children or not. So we're going to try to answer some of those questions for you today to bring a little bit of clarity. We're going to go ahead and kick off with the first question of why and when you got your original vasectomy.
So I got my original vasectomy in 2008. At the time, my previous wife, I had been married before. I have 2 kids from my previous marriage. I had decided that my child days were over. I didn't necessarily think I was going to have any more children, so I decided I was going to get the procedure done and we were going to move forward. And obviously that was at this point 11 years ago, so things change.
So did you ever at any point after getting out of that marriage, I know you dated other people before me, so at any point did you ever think about having kids, or did you think that was even in the realm of possibility for you? Was it ever a consideration for you to have kids again?
Well, I think the decision to have kids and to get married again was something I told myself I was certainly going to do if the right person came along, and clearly but it wasn't something I gave a lot of thought to, but I was certainly aware that if I met the right person, I would certainly be willing to change my viewpoint and to potentially look at having children. I didn't necessarily know that having kids naturally was really an option, because I didn't necessarily believe that reversal was possible, but certainly, obviously, things change.
Yeah. For you, I think I know the answer for me, but what exactly for you do you think was the thing that made you change your mind?
Oh, she's sitting next to me.
No, but what made you change your mind? Okay. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background right now. When we first met and throughout our first 2 years of dating, I was kind of mulling around the idea, do I want to have kids in my lifetime? Do I not want to have kids? And when I brought this topic up to Jeremy, he was completely resistant and was absolutely not. And that was on the initial conversation. It was a heck to the no. I got this vasectomy for a reason, and I'm not having any more kids. That's why I asked you that question, because that was the attitude at the time. He got super, I won't say in your feelings, but you were just absolutely not. So what
changed was me personally. I mean, I think me and my perception of it. I think at the time when that question was initially asked, I hadn't necessarily given it a lot of thought because we were still early in our relationship. Yeah. And I knew that wasn't a decision.
We were still 2 years early in our relationship.
Well, that was a decision I wasn't necessarily willing to rush into.
I wasn't rushing into it anyway, but when you're dating someone, it's that's a deal. It was a deal breaker question for me, and I brought that to his attention. That's a deal breaker question. Whether or not you want to have kids, there's no point in continuing a relationship with somebody if they are with their feet in the concrete. I do not want to have kids, and then you have the other partners hey, I may want to have kids one day. Why would you continue to go down that road? So it's not that I expected you to have the decision right there and then, but if you were never going to be open to the possibility of having children, then we would not be here right now.
And you're right. My views on having children changed over time, and obviously as we got further along in our relationship and I grew to love you more. As corny as that sounds,
it sounds sweet.
I knew. Oh, thanks. I knew over time it was, if we were going to be together long enough, based on the way things were at that point, that we were probably going to get married and have kids someday. So what changed was my personal views on having children
and getting married.
because I found the person that I was happy with.
Yeah, and he was married for 10 years, so that's a long time. I think that like contributed to him being a little bit more jaded in his perspective of how things were going to go, both relationship-wise and the prospect of having children. So to be fair, for fair's sake, I don't think that initially, even though it was a deal breaker for me, I do think that you were a little bit jaded from your previous marriage. It was, I could see where you were coming from with it, but it was absolutely a deal breaker for me.
But we're here now.
Super high five. Okay, so I actually didn't tell you I was going to ask this question. How many more kids do you want / are willing to have?
Way to put me on the spot. No,
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Put you right on the spot.
I mean, I think it depends. I'm certainly getting to the point in my life where I do want to enjoy. We have had some enjoyment, obviously, without kids since we've been together. But I do want to enjoy life, just the two of us. And children have a tendency to keep that from happening in their younger years. So I think it depends, but I'm certainly, definitely one, obviously. I haven't necessarily given any thought to more than one, but that's not necessarily beyond the realm of the possible. I'm certainly not going to come right out right now and say, no, it's one and only one. I'm not necessarily going to say that because we may, 4 years down the road, we may want to have another one.
4 years? You're going to be old. No, I'm just playing. No, I get that. Obviously, we have an age gap, so I think that's where that comes into play as well. I think this was like definitely not a struggle, but I think we definitely had some turmoil moments just to get to this place right now, because it was if we're going to have kids at all, and there was kind of a timeline on it because Jeremy is nearly 15 and a half years. So nearly 16 years older than me. So in some areas of our relationships, we just are at different stages, and he has obviously gone through having 2 children already. I only came into the kids' life when they were 6 and 10, actually more like 5 and 9. Yeah. It's just a whole different experience for me than it probably is so much for him. I'm not saying that he has that you have the been there, done that kind of mentality, but I can understand you saying like as you get older you kind of just want to live your life with not having to share me, so to speak, with anyone else. And while I get that, it's also like I know we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but just to be kind of frank and open, because this is like real right now, y'all. We did not have this conversation at all before this moment. But to be real about it, I never want to feel as your wife like I'm being punished because I am younger than you and in a different stage of life. So I don't want to feel like I'm robbed of my childbearing years with however many kids I would like to have just because you are older and at a different stage in your life. It's not like I want to be like the Duggar family or anything like that, or I don't want to have like
Duggars, if you're watching. They're not watching. No shade.
No, I don't want to have a whole tribe. First of all, I hate minivans. So I don't want to have a whole tribe to where I like need a bus or, weird forms of transportation. I think 3 would be like an absolute, in all scenarios, maximum for me. Not to say that we would even get there. We'll kind of see how things go. But like, it's more like for you, keep in mind that I might want to have one more beyond just one. I always joke with you that you're old. I always joke with you about that. No. But we are still going to be able to live our lives. We're not really like, when it comes to doing stuff, we still make it work. We still go out and do stuff. So I don't think children are as much of a hindrance sometimes as it seems from enjoying our lives, just the 2 of us and on our own, plus incorporating them in that. If anything, I feel like our dogs run our lives more than kids do, to be quite honest with you, because it's a lot harder to figure out what to do with them when we're traveling. At least a baby, you can take kids with you. These dogs, you can't take them anywhere.
Dogs have a tendency to not board well sometimes, so it's not like
our dogs do
take a child and put it in a kennel.
Our dogs do not board well. They are super high maintenance. Our biggest one is just he just does not do well with strangers at all. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, where we're at with things. You don't want to give a number. I will say 3 is more of a max for me in my timeline. While we will be very happy with 1, I don't know if I am going to want to stop at 1. I think 2 might be the sweet number for us. That was a real moment. Things got real for a second there. For a second there, you like, you want me to answer that now?
Wait a minute!
I will ask this question too. I already know the answer, but everyone else doesn't know the answer. So obviously he has 2 kids already. Our kids from his previous marriage. Our oldest, Mikey, he is 14, and the youngest, Mia, she is 10. Given the fact that you already have children with both genders, what do you want more? What are you?
I want another girl.
Why do you want another girl?
Another girl.
This is like weird to me. You always are like, boys are so much easier.
Boys are easier. But I mean, part of me wanting another girl is not wanting to be selfish, and obviously I know how much a girl would mean to you, so I want a girl probably as much as you do.
Yeah, I mean, I will be happy. Let's caveat with that. I will be happy with just a solid, healthy baby with no problems at all. That is at the top of our priority list. And I will ultimately, I know that I will be happy with whatever I get.
We get.
We will be happy with whatever we get. I don't know. I think like you wanting a girl or verbalizing so much that you want a girl is making me want a girl more than I originally wanted a girl. I think before I was totally like, listen, I don't care as long as there is a baby on the way. I'm neither here or there, but the more and more you keep saying girl, 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 it's like in my mind now that like, oh yeah, it would be really nice to have a girl. Also, all 3 of my siblings, I have 3 siblings, and all of them have boys. Every single one of them boys. So it would definitely be a different experience for me to be around girl, baby in general, because I'm used to nothing but my nephews. So whenever we get to that point and we do find out whether or not we're having a boy or a girl, I think like what goes through my mind with boys, just because like I have a brother and I have a bunch of nephews, is I'm just thinking about the amount of urine that's going to be everywhere. To be quite honest, I'm thinking about
Give him a hand so you block
all of the pee, not even on me, but when it comes to potty training and like all that stuff, that's all I can think about is the urine that's going to be all over the walls and everywhere else. So
You're in trouble.
We will be happy with whatever we get. We are definitely leaning more on the want side of wanting a girl.
She's gonna be just as pretty as her mother.
Aww, you're so sweet.
I know.
And then if we have a boy and he ever looks back on this, he's going to be like, you guys thought I was going to be a girl this whole time?
Yeah, right.
Little
Put
boy's going to be
together a time capsule
feeling
for-
some type of way.
For the child, whatever sex he or she may be.
Call you for the time period until
It.
No, I hate that. It's like it's not a thing. It's a person. It's not a thing.
Okay, well then we'll call it person.
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 Little small person.
Little small person that shall be not, that has not been
conceived yet. So we have an exciting announcement for you guys. We have just reached 1,000 subscribers. Yay! This is a very exciting milestone for us. So to celebrate this milestone, we are going to be doing a subscriber special Q&A. So make sure you guys send us in all of your questions. They can be questions about TTCing, our marriage, being a step parent, military life, blending families. We kind of are in all those little genres right there. So you can send us any category pretty much of questions, and we will do our best ability to answer them.
Scandalous. That's where your mind automatically goes. Mine automatically goes dirty.
Would you guys prefer for us to do a sit-down Q&A, or would you prefer for us to do a Q&A live?
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Especially with you.
Me unfiltered scary.
Yes, it is. It is really scary with you. I shouldn't offer that.
Oh, yes. Say live, say live, say live.
Unfiltered and uncensored. But yeah, we're pretty excited about that. This is a big milestone for us. I'm really happy. I did not expect our channel to grow so quickly in this short frame of time. We haven't been on here that long, but it's been awesome just connecting with you all and just bringing some encouragement to you guys. So that's pretty much it for today. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, please do right now so you don't miss out on any more of our content, and hit the notification bell just so you can get alerts when new uploads are posted. We hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.
See ya.